Okay, my brief 2 weeks is up in Chiang Mai tomorrow. I'm flying back to Kuala Lumpur in the morning, and I'll be there until mid-July, I think, until I come back here to Thailand. And I know I've only been here in Chiang Mai for 2 weeks, but I want to give some thoughts on what I've seen so far and what I think about actually moving here as a work base or even as a place to live later on, maybe during retirement or something like that. Everything I heard about Chiang Mai before I came here said that the cost of living is very low. That might be in Chiang Mai or it might be in Thailand in general. But so far everything I've discovered here does cost a lot less than it does even in Malaysia. It's certainly less than in the United States. So the cost of living here does seem to be lower. Food costs are very low. Housing costs are low, and you get a lot for it too. The only things I'm not sure about as far as costs are concerned are things that everybody needs when you live in an area. Things like power, water, and internet. The internet, by the way, has been really reliable and very fast, at least at my hotel. Of course, we all know that internet attributes or internet qualities change depending on where you are. I'm sure most of you watching this know that Thailand has its own alphabet, much like Russian or Arabic, Tamil, and I'll show you a picture of it in this video. But it doesn't look like a language to me. Now, that's because I'm used to Roman letters in English or a lot of the other languages that use Roman letters. So the language is a complete mystery to me. I don't know how to read it, I don't know how to speak it, and I can't pronounce the letters. So that has been a real stumbling block during these 2 weeks. Now that doesn't mean you can't get along in Thailand without knowing the language. You can, certainly. But the amount of English that people speak here is very low compared to the amount of English spoken in Malaysia, for example. So my language skills in Thai, which right now are 0, will take a long time to build up, because in addition to learning the language, I'd also have to learn the letters that go along with it. You know, when you think about it, a language is not as easy as speaking it or hearing it. There's writing, reading, speaking, understanding, and letters. But I think it would take me a long time to pick up the Thai language. Another thing that language brings up is we've all heard how, I guess, gentle the Thai people are in their daily interactions, and so far I found that to be true. But I tie that a lot to language because, well, I'm not a linguist, but I did work with someone in IDPESC who was studying for her master's in linguistics, and she taught me a lot about language itself and how people think and talk and act depends on their language that they are most familiar with. So the Thai language is very soft spoken. It's very mild. Pronunciation is mild. If you hear someone shouting, it's unusual. But this language itself is almost a nasal intonation, and it's spoken very quietly. Another thing I came up with while thinking about linguistics was how people get into arguments, and might be one of the reasons why we think Thai people are so mild-mannered. Because when you think about it, if you want to argue with someone, you both have to have a common language. If I'm going to argue with someone that doesn't understand what I'm saying, it's not going to be much of an argument. That's just a theory. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is climate. Before I came here, people would say about how much cooler Chiang Mai is than, say, Bangkok or Kuala Lumpur. because it's so far north and it's in the jungle, it's up in the mountains, all kinds of reasons for why it's cooler. I think I made a video a week ago or maybe 2 weeks ago about how the mornings were cool. In fact, they were down to 24, maybe 21 degrees even on one morning. But generally speaking, it's not that much cooler here. In fact, it's a lot hotter. As you can see by the graphic on the screen, this is the hottest place I've ever been outside of Dubai, where you sort of expect it to be hot because it's in the middle of the desert. Kuala Lumpur has consistently been cooler in all times of day than Chiang Mai. So climate is an issue. This looks like it's a very, very good cycling area. I've seen cyclists on the roads at all times of the day, and the roads look pretty good. And I know that there are a lot of interesting rides in this area. Doi Suthep is a popular climb up to one of the local peaks, I think. There's some kind of temple and other kinds of things at the top. And then Doi Intanon, I think, is the name of it. It's a national park. It's quite a ways from here. But I do know people that have done the ride to that and back to Chiang Mai within one day. So cycling-wise, great news. It looks like Chiang Mai is a good cycling town. Okay, so let's wrap this up. What are the differences between Kuala Lumpur and Chiang Mai? Well, I think I've made enough videos about Kuala Lumpur where you have a pretty good idea of what I think about it. I like living there. It's a nice city. I enjoy being there. I can get along fairly well. It's easy to get around in Kuala Lumpur because of the trains, the monorail, and Grab, and even the bus system, which I don't use that often. But it is a big, big city. It's noisy all the time. In fact, just last week I was noticing how quiet it was when I made a video inside my apartment, as opposed to making a video outside while I was walking around. It was noticeably quieter, much, much quieter. The video, I like making the video a lot better inside the apartment then, because of the lack of noise. Chiang Mai is a city of about 110,000-130,000 people. Kuala Lumpur has over 7 million. So obviously there's that difference in scale. Chiang Mai is smaller. It's about the size of St. Louis with maybe a third of the people. It's laid out fairly well. I've been able to walk everywhere I wanted to go so far here, but of course I like to walk. So a lot of people would come here as a tourist or to live and wouldn't want to walk, 10, 15 kilometers every day just to walk. I do that right now for exercise, so I don't mind doing it. But if I were actually working in Chiang Mai, I don't think I would walk from one work area to the next. I'd probably take a taxi or something like that. By the time you see this, I will be back in Kuala Lumpur, and I don't plan on returning to Chiang Mai until sometime in July. But we'll have more videos before then. Thanks for watching, and subscribe.